What's going on, everyone? We just wanted to take a second to thank you for all your support so far. It means the world to us. Also wanted to give a special shout out to our partner and friends at Mahon River Farm. They are your local source of pasture-raised poultry. Make sure to give my buddies Alex and Tom a call and arrange a time to check out their farm and pick up some meat for the freezer. No steroids, no hormones, just all natural chickens. Give them a follow on Facebook and tell them we sent you. Next shout out goes to the Hometown Advantage podcast. They're a big supporter of this show. They're your local sports podcast here in Cecil and Hartford County, shining light on all the youth athletics and high school athletics in this area. So make sure you give them a follow on Spotify, like them, rate them, download them. Also hit them on YouTube and give them a like and a subscribe over there and help those guys grow. Thanks for tuning in to the Upper Bay Podcast. All right, we're rolling. It's the Upper Bay Podcast. You can find us on Spotify and YouTube. Do all the things, like, rate, download, subscribe. Help us build that YouTube channel because we were climbing really fast and then we hit a little plateau. So we need to get some more subscribes on there. But today I got my boys in the house. The boys from Mahon River Farms. What's going on, fellas?
What's happening?
What's up, buddy?
God, you can come up here finally.
Yeah. We don't get above the bridge too much.
No, you do not. I always got to come down there, man. It's a nice change of pace.
Yeah, I was starting to feel bad.
It's fine, dude. It's fine.
We've only done one down there at the farm.
Yeah, I know. You came up for one, and I went down there for one.
Yeah,
but
we've been trying.
I know. Schedules are tough, man. How's the business doing?
Business is good.
Yeah,
Business is rolling.
Right in the thick of it now.
So, how many rounds of chickens have you done so far?
We've cleaned. We've butchered 3.
Yep.
And we've got number 5 at the farm. So.
And how many total is that? Do you know?
Chickens. 5 would be 2,000.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Processed what,
1,200 or so.
1,200, yeah.
And you've sold all that?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's pretty much sold before we even buy it. I mean, it's just
Yeah,
we're just keeping up with demand now, really.
Is the farmers market doing all right?
Yeah.
Is that? I mean, I know you guys are putting them in some store, like some local markets, but is the farmers market?
That's
the best.
90% of our business is at that farmers market. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
How's the beef broth or the chicken broth? Sorry.
Well, he took it for the first time 2 weeks ago and sold all of them, but 2.
Yeah, all of them.
You know, new product hype. People are like, "Oh my gosh," you know.
Right.
And then me and Jess went yesterday, and I think we sold like 6 jars of it. But it's not bad. I mean, it's fine.
Right.
It's not like I'm taking 100 jars. We take like 10 jars and.
Right. So how are you making that? Are you boiling down the bones?
Yeah, we take the backs, the chicken backs.
Okay.
Like when we quarter chicken, what's left of it is like the breastplate and the back.
Carcass, pretty much.
We keep some of them. We sell almost all of them to a crabber in Delaware. He puts them in his crab pots. But we keep some of them just to make that broth.
Right. It's a good idea. I'm surprised you didn't do it earlier. I don't know if you had the means to do it earlier or not. But.
It took a while to get the okay from the state to sell it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we went through the department just to do it right. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to sneak anything through, but the state, that was like a 2-month process to get it.
What were they worried about?
Just how you're making it, how it's being made, and
yeah, we were worried about like maybe you need like a commercial kitchen to sell a product that you're cooking. But they said it was covered because we have a meat and poultry process. It's a processing license, but part of the license is meat handling as well. Okay. So that it's covered under that license. That's what they told us. So.
Huh. Well, it works out. That's good. Yeah. That's good stuff, man. I'm glad to see you guys branching out. How's my pig doing?
He's good.
He's getting nice and fat.
Getting big.
They're big.
I went and checked on them this morning.
They're loving the rain, man.
They're swimming.
Oh my God, I bet. Dude, how bad are the flies back by those things?
Ain't no worse than the rest of the farm.
Yeah. They back there in that path between the 2 fields?
No.
Where the other ones were?
No, they're right by the sunflower patch, right by the well. You know that well back there?
Yeah.
They're right next to that well.
Gotcha. And how many are there?
8.
8 of them.
Yeah.
They're all claimed, right?
I think we got 2 left.
2 left.
2 left.
Yeah, if you want whole or half hog, we've got 2 available.
They're going to butcher September 18th.
Yep.
Okay, you have to send those out to a butcher. You can't do it yourself.
Yeah, we're just not really set up for it.
Gotcha.
One day maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta scald them to get all the hair off, and you got a scald pot as big as this table. You know, we just ain't. You probably could do it, but
Right. Yeah, not ideal though. All right. Well, let's get into it. So, some news for Delaware waterfowl is that the state has finally passed for Sunday waterfowl hunting. Correct?
that's correct. Well, it's not. It's all game birds.
All game bird.
Dove, turkey,
Yeah.
everything's included. Every game bird's included.
Okay. And you guys both attended the meeting this week?
No, I didn't attend. He went.
I was there. Yeah.
You attended, along with probably a majority of the waterfowl hunters in the state.
But I wouldn't say all that. I mean, there was maybe 30 or 40 guys there.
Okay. And who puts the meeting on? The state representative?
Yeah, so
Or the
the state actually has these meetings monthly. This month was it was the topic this month, so it was
Okay.
pretty popular. The state does it every month. They have people from DNREC go in there, Department of Natural Resources go in there, and there's a bunch of I forget what they call them. There's like a council of people that sort of represent different areas in the state, I guess.
Gotcha.
They were there, and then it's open to the public too. Anybody can attend. So this one was just a really popular topic, obviously. So
Right. I mean, this has got to be I wouldn't say it's probably the first year it's ever been brought up to have that law changed, but I mean, it's probably got to be the first time ever that they've allowed Sunday hunting for game birds, right?
Yeah. I mean,
I would think, yeah, I guess, yeah.
Because, well, I guess what I don't understand is because it's a federally protected bird, how is it left to the state to decide Sunday hunting? You see what I'm saying?
Well, the feds give you the amount of days that you can hunt them, and they give you your limit.
Right.
The state can then choose. The state can put their seasons however they want, because if the feds set the seasons, it'd be because a lot of the seasoning that states do, like like in Delaware, for example, they don't want deer hunters out with they try not to anyways.
Right.
There's some overlap there, but the major deer seasons, they don't want it overlapping rabbit season and stuff like that. They just don't want a whole lot of people in the woods because it's unsafe.
Right.
And so if the feds actually set your dates for you, then the state would kind of have to work around those to make their deer seasons. And I just think it's easier to let the states do all the seasoning.
Right.
Just give them guidelines.
yeah, I mean, you have to with public land and being so many different users.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
So I didn't know that each flyway actually gets different seasons and different limits.
Okay.
So the Atlantic gets a certain number of days to hunt and certain limits for every duck. Then the Central, the Mississippi, all the different flyways get different allowed days to hunt.
Right.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't know that the seasons were different, but I knew that some of the limits were different.
Yeah.
I
think the Pacific Flyway gets the most amount of days to hunt. I think they get like 80 days to hunt ducks.
Wow. What is it in Delaware? Maryland's 45.
45.
Is that what Delaware is too?
Mm-hmm.
Nah.
We just counted it. It's 45 days.
I thought it was 60.
I did too. No, I had to count it. Make sure they weren't taking their
Are you
days.
sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
It's October, 1 week in October, 1 week in November,
And
then
the balance from
December.
this
through
year's the middle of
February 1st.
December till the 26th of January.
Yeah,
So
so
it's not even February 1st.
we used to run to the end of January, but adding Sundays, you got to cut a couple days off.
Okay. So what was the biggest arguments at the meeting? What were the biggest points? Takeaway.
The biggest thing, the takeaway is that everybody hates this law. Nobody likes it. I like it. I mean, I'm kind of indifferent. I don't really care either way. So the biggest argument is the pressure. People are extremely worried about the pressure on the birds That's what I grasp from everybody
Right.
in the state. They're so worried about hunting these birds 7 days a week now, and how much different the pressure's going to be on them versus giving them a break. You know, I got my own opinion on that, but it's like,
Right.
my argument is like, what are you basing that off of? Because Delaware's never done this, so how do you know it's going to be? The entire country hunts ducks on Sundays.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like anything else. Like you need a like a survey of a certain time period. Like, okay, let's look at it again in 5 years.
A control. You need some type of control group,
Right,
that
some
you
kind
can
of
look
variance.
back. So you can't say like, oh, in the '80s we did this and duck hunting sucked for 10 years
Right.
because we've never done it. So who
Right.
knows?
Yeah, I guess I'm a little indifferent on it too because, like, obviously as a working man, you want that extra day.
Yeah.
But do we really need 7 days of it? You know what I mean? Like, why not take away a day in the week?
So, I mean, as far as, you know, the state wildlife here that we're talking about, the main one, which would be Little Creek, they didn't add any more days to hunt. You still only can hunt that impound 4 days out of the week.
Okay.
So
Okay.
they just shifted the days of use around so they couldn't be hunted like 4 straight consecutive days. So they changed it during the week.
Okay.
Which, like last year, was Monday, Wednesday,
Monday,
Friday,
Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and opening days and holidays.
So what is it now?
It is Tuesday,
Thursday,
Thursday,
Saturday, Sunday.
Saturday, and Sunday.
Okay. Okay. And did they do that with all the state land?
No, they
No.
really only changed Little Creek and Ted Harvey. Everything else they kind of just threw Sunday in it. And I actually brought that question up when I was at the meeting. It's like, why did we only change? It seems like the only change made was at Little Creek. And the answer I got was because it's the most popular place in the state.
That's what I would have assumed too. It draws the biggest crowd.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's probably the number one holding spot because ducks actually live there. It's
Right.
not you're not shooting traffic. They want to be there. They live there in the
Right.
middle of that impound. So, you
Right.
know, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been nice, I guess, as a Delaware public land guy, to see it all the way across the board at all the areas. But at least, you know, for you guys that hunt that specific area, at least it's not getting any more added pressure than it already had.
Well, it may be a little just because you're going to have the availability for Sunday. Most people, you know,
Right.
that works. So maybe a day.
I'll tell you the other big change they did at Little Creek is you can't hunt past 2:00 now. This year is starting.
Really?
Yep. Just like you know how the other place on Kitsummick Road was
Right.
always like that. You had to be out by 3 or something like that.
Right.
Now Little Creek's like that too, and I think they're going to go to all impounds like that. And that was another thing guys are really really upset about because
Yeah,
later
right.
in the year, you know, people say later in the year and the afternoons are better. I completely disagree, but you know everybody has their own opinion on it. I've never had a hunt where I'm like, I'm gonna wait till the after. I've never done that duck hunting. I'm gonna wait till the afternoon and shoot them.
Right.
No, duck hunting's an early sport. He says it all the time. It's early. If you can't get up early, you're not a duck hunter.
Right. I mean,
I don't care how cold it is. I've
Yeah,
always done better in the morning.
I agree. I've never had much luck in the afternoon either.
No, you can't tell these guys that are, you know, they're 50, 60 years old. They've been hunting Little Creek for 30 years. You can't tell them any different, which is fine. And if they do better in the afternoon, all power to them.
Right. And just to clarify for people, that rule is that you have to return your card by 2 in the afternoon so that somebody else could potentially take that blind for the afternoon.
No,
Or
you
it's
can't.
just
it's
done.
closed at
It's
2
closed.
o'clock.
Okay.
They're not going to reissue. Like if you go out there and shoot a limit in 20 minutes and come back, they're not going to reissue that blind.
Okay.
I think that's cool. I think that's a good idea.
I don't think they should reissue it
But
once per day.
I say that, and at the same time, me and you've gone out in the
Yeah.
afternoon and shot a limited teal in 20
Right.
minutes.
Yeah, in the afternoon.
But I don't know.
That's because we didn't get drawn. So
Yeah.
standing there twiddling our thumbs. What are we going to do? Put me on call.
Yeah.
First on call.
And that day there was like 10 people sitting there right ahead of us. And we were like, man, we're never going to get something. And somebody turned in this one blind out there, and everybody there was like, nah, I don't want that blind. We were like, shit, we'll go. Went out there and shot a 2-man limit and a banded teal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that is sweet. I don't know. So on average on a Saturday in the heart of the season, how many parties are at the draw?
Last year
On a
the day was
Saturday.
like 87. So Saturdays are just as good, maybe a little less.
So okay, let's just say it's 70 parties on a Saturday. You're probably getting 70 parties on a Sunday too.
Opening weekend, you will.
Right.
Opening weekend, you will,
definitely.
for sure.
On bad weather days, what do you think?
Nah,
I think when it gets cold, the crowd thins out.
I mean, it makes sense.
When it gets cold and the weather's bad, it's actually less people. You would think otherwise, but it's actually less people.
Yeah.
Right. So
because it's a lot of people with their kids, and stuff like that. You see a lot of women there, which is great. A lot of wives and stuff.
Right.
They're not going out when it's
Yeah.
blowing 40 mile an hour. You know what I mean?
Right. Ice on the water.
Yeah.
Not even sure I want to go. You know what I mean? And the
I thought you said they were going down.
What's that?
These mango ones, they're not my favorite. To be honest with you, what one's that? Passion fruit. That's what I should have got. That sounds good. That sounds.
Here, I'll finish that mango.
No, that's good. I like mango.
I like it. It's pretty damn good.
So did they talk about? Are they? Is this set for from now on,
No.
or they say like, okay, we'll reevaluate in a year or two?
They're going to reevaluate at the end of duck season. They're going to send out a big survey to everybody that signed up at the draws. They're going to send out a survey to them.
Dude, I listened to this one podcast, and it was with the Ohio DNR, and they talked about the surveys. And Maryland does the surveys, too, at the end of the year. And that's how they gather pretty much all their data. But, like, how many people are really doing the surveys? You know what I mean? I mean, me personally, I just throw mine away.
They used to mail them. Right, and you would have to, do the honor thing. But now they're doing it when you buy your license, which is going to be to make where you almost have to do it to get a license.
Right,
which is a great idea.
Well, that's the the HIP number. You're talking about the HIP number.
Well, yeah, but that's how they. I mean, that's how many did you harvest around, or you know 1 to 10, or
right, because when they're doing their total numbers, they're doing it by plane. They're doing like a grid area,
right?
But how accurate is that?
It's not.
You know what I mean? And so I would think you'd get a more accurate number through surveys, but not everybody would complete the surveys. Because like the podcast I listened to was all about deer population, right? Like how many deer were harvested. They use that number to kind of gather the total population number in the state and stuff. But it's like I said, I know for a fact, like not many people do those surveys. So do they really truly have a good grasp on what the population is like?
I mean, even the survey, like if I remember correctly, if it's like how many ducks did you harvest, and it says over 25.
Right.
I mean, yeah, I go pretty often, so I'm hailing over 25. Did that in one day?
It's either 1 to 10 or over 10.
Yeah, it's like.
All right.
Yeah, it could have been 11 or 300. Who knows?
Yeah. So it's like,
but no, this is gonna be. It's not gonna be so much. How much did you harvest? It's not gonna be like that, from what I understand. And it's gonna be online, and obviously it's gonna be not. It's gonna be what's the word? Not mandatory. Voluntary.
Right.
So I think if it's online, that helps a lot. It's a lot easier. You can do it right on your phone or whatever.
Right.
But also, some people are weird about telling the state how many birds they've killed and stuff like that. So I think if they leave that type of stuff off of it, like what did you like about the new rules? What did you dislike about the new rules? And that's what they're doing. That's the type of survey they're doing. They're trying to get some feedback. That was another big point from the state. Like they were basically like, look, we don't know either. We kind of got to figure this out together.
Right.
This Denrec and the hunters got to kind of figure this out. It's new to everybody.
Right.
So. I commend them. I think they have a great idea. Going Tuesday, Thursday at Little Creek, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday. Because if you kept it to Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, that would have been Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. 4 days in a row, then birds would have got shot.
Right.
And all day long, sun up to sundown. So I think they did a good job with what they were given. I'm actually really surprised that state land is going to be open on Sundays. I didn't think they were going to.
Yeah, right.
Just because you got to pay that lottery attendant now 7 days a week, all year, pretty much.
Right.
And that's going to be hard on them. I mean, they're people too.
Yeah. I assumed that. So I assumed that when they made this rule, it was going to be private land only.
I thought so too.
Because like the deer hunting here on Sundays, none of the state land is open.
Really?
Yeah. So like, I can't hunt Fair Hill on a Sunday, but I could go hunt my farm, my private spot.
That's wild.
On a Sunday.
Still.
You know what I mean? So
and you guys have been Sunday hunting for a long time.
Right. And every year they flop the counties. So like this year Cecil County gets every Sunday, whereas Queen Anne's County only gets a couple. And every year they flip-flop that. Huh. So I don't know. I assume that's probably what it would end up being. But it is nice. And I get like why people gripe, because people don't want the government involved any more than it needs to be and stuff. But it's like they're not taking not taking hunting away from you.
No.
You know, they're giving
There's more opportunity.
right. They're giving you more opportunity to do it. And like you said, like this is something that we all got to figure out together. It's just like anything else. Like with deer hunting, like they throw these doe seasons in there to give bucks a break and stuff like that. Like they don't know how it's all going to play out until you try it. You know, it's like you just kind of got to roll with the punches. Like it is what it is.
No, I mean they put that, like you said, put the most effort into Little Creek because it's the most, people hunt there the most. But like Woodland Beach, you can hunt there on the marsh 7 days a week, no break.
Every first come first serve in the state. So places that don't have lottery blinds, you got to go there. Like pretty much any river in the state.
Right.
You can hunt 7 days a week, which I'm good with. I think you should be able to hunt rivers as much as you want because they're not living there.
Impound, yeah.
They're not living there. If you're shooting passing ducks, I think you should be able to shoot them sun up to sundown whenever you want.
Right.
You're not messing it up by hunting 2 days, 3 days in a row. You're not messing it up at all.
Right. It's because it's most likely probably not. Those areas aren't where they're typically roosting.
Shooting traffic.
Right.
You're shooting traffic.
Right.
They're going from one end. They're going from Little Creek to Bombay Hook, or they're going from Bombay Hook to Lipstick or something. You know what I mean?
Right.
They're trading. You're shooting You're not shooting roosts. Whereas on that impound, the first shot in the morning, a million ducks get up. You know what I mean? And they're going to start trickling back all day long. So.
Did they talk about making it, like Little Creek specifically, like any better? Because I assume this is going to bring more money in.
So that was actually brought up in the meeting too, about planting and actually draining the impounds better in the summer and stuff like that. So that I didn't know this, the state has tried to do rice. I think it was.
Okay.
But it was a miserable failure.
Right.
It's a salt marsh.
Right.
You're really limited on what you can do in a salt marsh.
Yeah.
So they do actually plant and manage for salt hay, a certain type of salt hay that you see out there with big seed heads on it.
Okay.
I didn't know that. They plant and manage for it. They do that. And that's the only, and I get it. Their excuse is it's a salt marsh. And hey, you're right. You can't plant corn in salt water. You can't plant rice in salt,
Right.
You can't plant millet or so, you know what I mean? I think if they had like an actual biologist that worked there that could do a little bit something more, I feel like they just kind of said, oh, that's not going to work. And they just said, screw it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's changed a lot since we first started hunting there. It used to be all grass. You had that one ditch all the way around
because
the
they
horn.
drained it. They used to drain it
And now
fully.
it's just straight water.
Yep.
You got a couple pockets of grass. But
Yeah. Which I didn't understand. The guy that was running the meeting, he was like, we drained it in the summer and we managed for this type of grass. I forget what type of grass he said, but we managed for this grass. I'm thinking to myself, you don't drain nothing. You know what I mean? Those impound, you can go out there right now and run a trot line in there.
Right.
Or the Woodland Beach impound hasn't been drained in
a while.
10 years.
Yeah. Well,
Oh, where E, F, and G are?
Yeah.
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 And that used to be killer for teal season.
Right.
Because it was all grass. It was nothing but little pockets of water here and there, but all grass.
Right. So even if they just drained it and just let it just naturally grow up, with
Anything.
anything would be better than nothing.
Anything.
There'd be some with a seed head on it.
Yeah. Any
Right.
type of seed in there or grass, anything that a duck can eat. Instead, it's just.
And I would think that even like doesn't matter what it is, it's going to give them cover. As
Right.
long as it's a certain
That's,
height,
that's the other thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
they feel more safe in there.
Get out of the wind, whatever.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not buying the fact that there's only one type of grass that they can grow in there. You can't tell me there's got to be some subaquatic vegetation.
there's got to be
Look
something.
at the upper Chesapeake. There's
Right.
nothing but, I know it's freshwater or, a little bit salty, but,
Still, there's got to be. I would think there's something too.
that's what I'm saying.
Or even if there isn't, why not? I mean, I understand why not because it's going to be expensive. But I was going to say, why not cap it off from filling from the river and filling it with fresh water?
I
You know how much water that is, dude?
I know.
all of it.
In the entire state, this one well.
That would suck.
Drain the whole
That would suck
aquifer.
my well dry.
Yeah, dude. That
2
was-
miles away.
Yeah.
That's not very environmental friendly because all you're doing is dump when you want to empty it, you're going to dump it right into the bay, so you're losing all that groundwater. That's not. I wouldn't do that.
Right. Yeah. It was just an idea, man.
It's no problem having salt. Okay, here's a perfect example. Bombay Hook is salt water. Look how many plant species they have at Bombay Hook.
Right.
How much
Well,
food?
that just looks like native vegetation. That doesn't look like.
Yeah, they don't manage it.
Yeah,
You
right.
don't have to.
But where all them ducks sit.
right there. I mean, look how much grass they got in there to eat.
Yeah, right.
There's got to be something because, like, even when you look at how good the hunting is down in like Louisiana and stuff like that, like that's all salt water.
Yeah.
You know, Florida, Texas.
But if they're planting, like, how big of an area are they going to plant, or could they plant? And where would you put it? Right in the middle of the...
I don't know. The discussion kind of stopped there on that topic. You know, it seemed like they hurried up to get off that topic.
Right.
Right.
And that was brought up because they had this meeting on Zoom too, and it was brought up on Zoom. And it wasn't part of the topic, so they kind of brushed, because you could have a whole meeting about that.
Yeah.
Right.
But this meeting was about Sunday hunting, so they kind of just brushed it off. He said, "We managed for this. You know, it's a salt marsh. There's only so much we can do. Blah blah blah," and that was it. So,
It's probably just because like they don't have a good answer. You know.
If they had a whole meeting about that, I would go. I'd like to hear a lot about it. You know what I mean?
And I'm sure funding's an issue.
Oh, definitely.
They got to prioritize.
Yeah.
They get so much money.
And of course, people were complaining about the blinds. You know, at the end of the year, there's no grass on the blind. It's like, okay, this meeting's about Sunday hunting. Like,
right. Not for everybody just to vent about all their issues with the state.
Oh, the people were going off. Yeah, people were going off.
Yeah.
Well, back in the day, everybody used to get together and they would do it. Like, they would grass all the blinds up.
I mean,
I think they've supplemented some like prisoners a couple times to do it.
Yep.
But like, even back in the day when I was younger, you could volunteer and go grass up anything.
They're talking about doing that.
That's how I learned like a lot of Woodland Beach.
That would probably be good if they provided all the grass.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like if they just had it there ready to go and like everybody just showed up with their boats, like you could do the impound in a day.
Right. They're talking about doing that. The only problem with that is, it's probably going to be on a work week on a weekday.
Wednesday at 9:00.
And they had a good point too. You can't just you can't set a date right now. Say, hey, we're going to go out there on October 5th and do all these blinds. Right. Because what if October 5th comes and there's a hurricane?
Right.
Then you got to cancel it, and then none of the blinds are getting done. So you know what I mean? It's got to be a flexible schedule because of weather, tides, all that stuff. So it's hard to have a volunteer day when you're working with a flexible schedule.
Right.
Now, the problem is they lock the gates, so you can't even get to them. If they just opened it up and allowed volunteers to go out and work, but then that opens up a whole other can of worms too. I mean,
it's a liability, I'm sure.
Yeah.
What if they just eliminate the blinds completely
I like that.
and you have
A stake
area
They should do that.
and everybody just is to provide their own A-frame or boat blind?
They should do that. But you want to talk about people going up in arms? People would be upset about that.
Yeah.
Right.
They want
Anytime you want to take, anytime you want to, like Bombay Hook's a great example. Bombay Hook doesn't maintain deer stands anymore. They don't maintain duck blinds. They don't have the money. They don't maintain anything.
Right.
And we went to this meeting where the deer hunters there were, oh my God.
Yeah.
And they're 80, 90-year-old guys. They're not going up in climbers. I get it. They want to walk up a nice ladder into a tree. I get it. Okay, great. But hey, man, I don't know what to tell you. It's
and the whole reason they even put up deer stands at Bombay Hook in the first place, because I think in the early 90s somebody got shot sitting on the ground.
Yeah.
Hunting somewhere.
Yeah, deer hunting's a little bit different though. You know what I mean? Like you're saying, like 80 and 90-year-old people, right? Like the elderly, like, yeah, I get it. You have to have something for them, you know, because they're not going to climb and they're probably not going to sit on the ground. And like the deer stands, they don't need to be grassed or anything. Like you just have to have somebody provide the lumber or whatever, you know, get a sponsor and then have somebody, you know, volunteer hours, have the high school kids out there to build them or whatever it may be. But duck hunting's a whole different thing. Like these old guys, like they can just sit in a boat all day.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. People just, I don't know, man.
Everybody hunts different. So, I mean, hunting in the marsh, I mean, I don't want no blind.
Right.
I like a bucket.
Right.
And a frag. And
it's really only going to be the people that are hunting those areas are going to be the diehards that are willing to deal with the mud, you know? Mm-hmm. If you put the stake blinds at, like, let's say Little Creek, like, it's hard bottom there. You know, like, anybody can walk in that.
It's hard for a little bit until mud motors run over it all year long, and then it turns into shit. But
I mean, across the ditch there is pretty tight.
Yeah, if you stay on the grass, yeah. But yeah, I don't think you can, man, because there's just, like Tom said, there's people hunt differently. Just because us three would go out and sit on buckets, we're minority in that case.
Right.
We're no, you know. you got to haul panel blind. If you want to haul panel blind out there, you got to haul. There's just a lot more work to do, which is fine when you're 30 years old.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, we use panel blind late season.
That thing's a fucking bitch too, dude.
You want to talk about heavy?
Oh my god! When that grass gets wet, hoobie!
I put the fake grass on it just to try to save some weight. Forget it.
They're nice, but
It's like throwing a grown man up on the bone.
they're heavy.
It's hard to get out of bed.
With waders on too.
Oh my god, knee deep in that mud. Hoobie. Yeah, it's good
And
stuff.
you give it all you got, and it doesn't even make it out of the boat. It's right in the boat. Well, that didn't work.
Hey, you got that? All right. I got parked the boat.
Oh my god, yeah, that's funny. I mean, but the truth of it is, you're never gonna satisfy everybody.
No.
You know, you're gonna have people good for it and have people aren't good for it. And it's just like you're saying, they're not taking anything away from you. You know, you just kind of have to roll with the punches for what it is. Like, I don't know.
People don't like change. Man.
Yeah, it's
people
change.
don't like
They don't
change.
Right.
I mean, do you ever remember Little Creek being open on days other than like Monday,
No.
Wednesday, Friday? It's
Never.
always been that way.
Always.
For how long?
Probably since the 70s or 80s.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, always. Even my dad, when he was a kid, going there Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then the other spot, I forget what he called it, but it's called Ted Harvey now. But I forget what he called it.
Right.
You know, and then there was Tuesday, Thursday. It was just how it was. That's how it always been. So now, okay, getting back to that, Ted Harvey now is Wednesday only during the week. Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday. So 3 days. So again, they didn't change the amount of days you can hunt each spot. They just adjusted them around so that they didn't get 4 days in a row or
Right.
whatever. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think it's a great job. I'm so I was telling him the entire time leading up to that meeting, like, there's no way that state land's gonna be open on Sunday. There's no way, because they're not gonna want to pay that draw person. Because we got Sunday hunting for deer. That's been going on for a couple years. So during deer season, she works 7 days a week. Now, every duck season, every deer season, everything is 7 days a week now.
Right.
She's only gonna have a few Sundays off.
Right.
From October to January, she's only gonna have maybe 3 or 4 Sundays off.
Yeah, but at the same time, if it's a seasonal job and maybe it's good for them if they're after it, but like you said, it's going to be hard not to have a backup or somebody who works 7 days a week,
Exactly.
all winter, all fall,
Yep.
with no days off.
And what scares me about that is they're chirping real loud. The state's chirping real loud about going to electronic draw. And that would be the worst thing the state does, I think.
They're really talking about that?
They're chirping hard about it. The feds are chirping a little bit more. You know,
wonder
'cause
how
it
that
seems
would
like
work.
the federal system is so screwed up. They don't have any money. So the feds have been talking about it for a while. But luckily, the federal stuff that we hunt is drawn at Little Creek, so they already have a draw attendant there. But there's an issue this year because the federal stuff that we hunt is going to be Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. So federal land is not open on Sunday.
It didn't change.
Federal land didn't change at all.
Okay.
Bombay hook and prime hook not open on Sunday. It's just different rules, you know.
Right.
So there's going to be a few. If you remember what we said about Little Creek and Ted Harvey, neither of them are on Monday and Friday. So the only thing open is going to be federal stuff on Monday and Friday.
Okay.
So the state's arguing that why should we have to pay the attendant if none of our stuff is getting drawn? So the feds are going to have to come up with some money to pay that attendant on those Mondays and Fridays when nothing else is open but federal stuff. It's a mess, dude. It's a mess.
That's a lot. That's a lot of moving parts.
That's what I'm saying, and that's what I'm scared of. I think it's just going to be so much of a headache that they're going to have to go to electronic draw, and that's going to be.
How would that even work?
Put a card in. They say you got to put a card in like 5 days in advance.
That's what they were talking about at the one meeting.
Pick your spot. Say you want to hunt on Monday, and it's like a week away. You got to pick your spot a week.
Ooh.
You don't know what the wind's doing. You don't know what.
That would stop a lot of hunting.
And also, me and him could be hunting together. We could put in for the draw. We're going to put in for the draw separately.
Right, you can double dip.
He gets picked. Yeah, I mean, you're not supposed to double dip, but if it's online, who the hell who's going to know? Right. So me and him could get picked top two, take 2 blinds, And I say, well, we'll hunt that one, and then the other one's going to be. It's just going to, dude.
People are just going to put in for it to have somewhere to go. If they don't like it, they'll go somewhere else.
And not only that, people from Maryland are going to put it. Anybody, people from Jersey, Maryland, they're going to put in for the draw and just take stuff and not. You know what I mean? It's that you can't.
There's no one out there.
That would be rough.
You can't do that, dude. You cannot do that.
Yeah, that's bad.
I think there's a way to do electronic draws, kind of like hybrid. So sort of electronic, but sort of. So sign up beforehand.
Okay.
And then get to the draw house and have like maybe an iPad or something there that you just check in. Boom, I'm here. And you can only get picked if you checked in at the draw house. I think that would save time. I don't think Teresa would have to get there at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because half the time there is people, the line all the way to the damn parking lot with people lined up. Whereas everybody's already got a card filled out online. All you do is come up and boom, I'm here.
Right.
And then when the time comes, you draw. I think, and then she could just do a draw instead of spinning those stupid balls. She could just do a random draw on the computer, or even do like AI will make a list for you, a random generated list. Just click it, boom, here's the list, and people just get boom, 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 and you can see, oh crap, we're number 10, and then you get ready. And I think there's a way to do it hybridly to save time. But you cannot take the in-person factor away from it. You can't do that.
I agree. I wouldn't take the in-person either. But I think doing a hybrid would be really smart. Doing like an automatically generated list of names. You know, everybody gets there, and
that way you don't have to fill out cards when you're there.
Right.
Because that's all the time. Everybody could show up. Right? Everybody could show up a half hour before the draw, and there would still be time. If all you got to do is go up and boop, I'm here.
Right.
And then, like you said, Teresa, all she does is click a button, and it generates a list. Get through that list, and then she can go home.
You could probably even like do it like the state provides a system for it where it has everybody's name based off of your license purchase. So you just go up and say, my license number is 555043. She types that in, your name comes right up, boom, enter. You're in the draw.
Yeah. That. Yeah.
I mean, you buy a state permit to hunt state land, which is $20, right?
Yeah, and every permit has a different number. Yeah,
right. There's your number right there.
So that would be even faster.
Yeah,
like you just roll in and just say, "This is my number," and that gets you right on the list.
I really think that's the only way you can incorporate any type of electronic stuff in the draw. But going to completely electronic it's not possible. You can't do it.
What about just going Wild Wild West? Just first come, first serve.
You can't in impounds. You can't.
No, not the impounds.
You can't.
Maybe the river, but
you can't. People would be just
fist fighting every day.
They would live there. They'd be sleeping there. No bullshit. They'd be sleeping there.
I'm sure they would.
There's a spot in Milford that was real hot a couple years ago, and everybody and their brother knew about it. There was actually guys camping out to go duck hunting.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah. Camping out. They were like, we were talking about going, and we were like, oh man, we'll probably have to go at 2 a.m. We ended up not going, and I knew the guy that went. You know the guy that went too. I'm not gonna say his name, but I called him. I said, yo, what time did you get out there? Oh, buddy, we slept in the parking lot. He said we were grilling dogs in the parking lot the night before. I said the night before the hunt. Oh yeah, I slept right in the truck. We hammered them though, so it was worth it. And they did. It was
that's how those guys do it in like Arkansas and stuff in the flooded timber. Like they're all camping out it's all first come first serve there. So it's like you've seen the videos when they all take off.
Up and you can't leave till like 5. That's
dangerous, dude.
It's very dangerous.
Somebody's had to have died.
I think people have died.
It's a shame. They're just taking they're jumping whole logs.
It's bouncing off of trees, man.
Oh, yeah. That'd be like taking a big tour bass tournament in the Upper Bay and doing a shotgun start. Could you bet like a 200 boat tournament doing a shotgun start? I fished that Wednesday night or a couple weeks ago. I didn't know they were doing a shotgun start. Everybody just left, and I was just like, all right, I guess I'm a fisher over here. And when they were leaving, people were like dodging and weaving each other. God, I was like, man, I'll just hang back. I'm good.
It gets real sketch when you're a slow boat and you get past that no wake and you're rolling a little bit, and all of a sudden all these boats are just all the wakes hitting you from every direction. It gets a little weird out there. But see, I wish Maryland did the first come first serve on the bay, because the way it stands right now is 50 people get picked for the blind stakes for the rivers in Cecil County. Outside of that, you have to call in and pick a spot. But
there's 50 spots?
50 spots is what they do on the online draw, and it's all random. And then outside of that, like once that's over, if you wanted to get a spot, you have to call DNR and go through the whole process of picking and paying and all that. But there's so much area out there. It's like, why not just make it first come, first serve?
Yeah, and
You
how
know,
many
like
of those get drawn and never hunted?
A lot. A lot.
So I'm saying it's stupid, yeah.
Because, like, the flats itself is first come, first serve, but anything inside of any of the rivers, you all have to have a blind stake. But it's like, who cares? Like, it should just be first come, first serve, and then if you're out there, like, the only requirement is you have to be 250 yards away from
Another
a house
party.
or
Yeah.
another party or
Yeah.
whatever. You know, and if you get checked and you're not, then obviously you get in trouble. But
Yeah, I'm with you on that. There's a lot of space out there.
Yeah.
50 blind sites seems light.
dude, and when you get 50 blind sites, everybody gets 2 if you want to. So after the 50 people are done picking, that's 100 blind sites taken. And then if you wanted something and they send you the maps to try and pick, dude, you can't fit anything in anywhere.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So
they
they're
draw
not-
50 parties.
It's a list of 50 people.
Oh, okay.
Each person gets to pick 2 spots.
Oh, I thought you were saying there's only 50 sites you can pick from. Okay.
No. You
see
can
what you're
pick
saying.
anywhere that's not landlocked.
Huh.
So a landowner, if they're smart, they'll pay to landlock theirs. So they get, for like right now, they're paying their fee to lock off their shoreline, and they get an additional 2 blind sites
Good
if they
God.
want them. Yeah. Dude, when you get drawn, like if you're not first, if you're not in the top 5 when they draw you, I mean, there's no spots left.
How many people you think put in?
And everybody that waterfowl hunts in Cecil
1,000.
County. Yeah,
Yeah,
dude, it's
okay.
ridiculous. So before they went to that system, they did that during COVID. It used to be you had to go to the school and you put in your number and then they drew your number or whatever. And dude, the line, there'd be hundreds of people in a line waiting. It was an all day thing. You had to take off work. I put in the one year, I went there, got my number in. I got drawn 12th. I was in 12th. And they started picking blind sites at 8 in the morning. I came home and ate lunch and everything. It wasn't my turn to go until like 2 in the afternoon.
And you were 12.
And I was 12th.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and there was like 100 and something parties going.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. It's
What a
ridiculous
mess.
because like you go in this room and they give you 15 minutes to look through the maps and figure out where you want to go, and then then you get 2 spots, and it's a whole thing, and everybody takes all 15 minutes. Big
Oh my
dog.
God. You imagine some of the guys we hunt with that. Dude, if somebody goes into the draw house at Little Creek and takes 30 seconds, guys are yelling at them.
It's
Tide's going out. Hurry up. I'm losing water.
3 hours till first light.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, it's stupid, dude.
If you don't get
The
up to
state of
the
Maryland
if you don't get up
sucks.
to the house in like 5 seconds, roll it. He's going. Roll it.
Yeah. I haven't been there. I've heard that.
Roll 'em.
They're like yelling the name. The guy's still walking in from all the way in the back. But did they say if the decision to go to Sunday hunting was to solely just give people more time, or was it because they thought the numbers could handle it?
It was all
population.
about hunting opportunity.
Right.
It was all about hunting opportunity. The state representative that wrote the bill, I've met the guy. It's all about hunting opportunity. That's all it was for working people.
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Why not? I guarantee the number of license sales will go up.
I don't know. Maybe out of state license sales probably will, because Maryland guys
Right.
will come over to hunt on Sundays. Jersey guys will come in and hunt on Sundays.
Yeah.
I think there'll be an uptick in
Non-resident.
non-resident license sales for sure.
But that's a good thing for you guys because that's going to provide them a lot of money to hopefully, improve places like
Maybe.
Little Creek and stuff like
maybe,
that.
yeah. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, they'll put in a kayak launch ramp. Because we need another one.
That's a beautiful boat ramp, okay?
It is. It's nice.
It's great.
You can only
As long
go
as you
out
got
on high tide or nothing.
Flies are probably terrible.
They got a fireboat sitting there. I've seen it in mud 80% of its life.
oh my
They
god.
couldn't save nobody.
Yeah.
Unless it's high tide.
If you're on fire out there, it better be high tide. If not, you're in trouble.
Just wait it out. You got 4 hours.
I'll be there in about 6 hours, buddy. I can't even just work. Come in.
Oh my god, dude. Yeah, that's awful. That's definitely a dumb
It's
decision.
beautiful. I mean, it is beautiful. It just ain't got no water.
They said they were going to dredge it. They were talking about that for the longest time, dredging the Little River, but
Yeah, okay.
Wonder how much that would cost.
millions.
Jet ski
Millions
rentals in there and
millions,
everything
yeah.
else.
Who would want a jet ski in there, dog?
Hey. No, for real, they said they were going to dredge it because of that fireboat. They've been talking about dredging that.
I mean, that
But-
makes sense, but
Oh, I'd love. Hey, if I could launch there and go duck hunting from there, it'd be awesome.
that'd be
But
tight.
Right.
I don't want. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
You don't gotta give anything away, man. It's cool. I get what you're saying. I get down with
There's
it.
some good crabbing right there too. You can go out and go crabbing.
You guys crabbed all yet? Is there any crabs up here?
Nope. Ain't been.
Nope.
Y'all too busy now.
Commercial crabber told me everybody wants crabs on 4th of July. There ain't no crabs on 4th of July, so
Right.
you just gotta wait.
Not up there, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one guy we have on, Hunter, he's a crabber, and he's down south catching them. They're not anywhere close.
Spring run was good. They said.
Yeah, I think. They're
Oh,
still-
really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh god, they hammered them. They said it was the best one ever.
Up by you?
In the Delaware Bay, but I mean that's they're crabbing 30 foot of water.
Yeah, right. Lethargic crabs.
I think they're still deep. I think they're still pretty deep. They'll be there soon. Usually end of July we'll start going. And it's like weird. They'll be in a different spot every year. It seems like it'll be good. This spot will be good. This spot will. Yeah, it's just weird.
Right. Yeah, I mean, at least you guys always get the opportunity. Like up here, it's not really good till like September.
Oh yeah, Upper Bay. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, last year I didn't start catching them till like first week of September.
I tell you what'll throw you off if you're bass fishing up there and somebody's running a crab trot line next to you.
Oh yeah.
That will throw like in the back channel.
Oh yeah.
Because a lot of people crab in the back channel. You be fishing, catching bass on frogs, and there's a trot line running. Dude, it's like, what am I doing here?
Yeah. I feel you, bro.
That's so weird.
I caught last year. The stripers were all the way up in the elk, and we were catching skate. That's weird. That in the elk.
Didn't somebody catch like a tropical fish on the Upper Bay a couple years ago? It was something crazy, like a parrotfish or something like.
I don't know. Maybe last year was the first time I really seen some like weird things in the bay. People were talking about sharks and there was dolphins on the flats. Yeah,
No
people
kidding.
were saying people were catching sea bass and little flounder. Yeah, right at Turkey Point.
Shit.
Right at Turkey Point. Yeah, so it's like,
I gotta take a fluke rig next time I go.
yeah, good luck. I went out and got my teeth kicked in yesterday, bro.
I bet.
It was brutal. It was a little scary. I'm not gonna lie to you.
In your boat?
In my boat, yeah. Yeah, we came out of Turkey Point in the elk, and I went and fished Pond Creek and stuff, and I was like, all right, let's just run to the flats. I know I'll catch fish on the flats. And we got around Turkey Point, and I was like almost to the flat. And we were going with the wave, so it didn't feel that bad till I stopped. And then I was like, holy shit, dude. Like, it is it's bad out here, dude. We were getting just walloped. I was like, I'm going to get and turn around here before I start taking water over the boat.
Yeah, that's like the roughest part of the whole bay too, right there at the mouth of the elk.
Yeah.
It's always rough right there.
Yeah, it's that flat at Turkey Point. Everything comes across there a weird way. But I don't know, man. So, I don't know.
What's your opinion on that Sundays? I never heard it.
On what, Sundays? I think it's great. I think it's a good opportunity for private landowners for sure. I'm not trying to be biased or anything.
Right.
So if I get a rainstorm on Sunday instead of Saturday, I'll be happy. And I think they managed it well. I think they didn't manage it all well. They managed Little Creek well. The other stuff is gonna
Suffer.
be drugged out a little bit.
I don't think so.
You don't think somebody hunting?
Nah.
No.
Not on a river. I don't think shooting ducks 7 days a week on a river is going to make any difference.
Yeah.
I really don't.
Let's not.
I don't think so either, as long as they're not shooting the roost.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're not. Yeah.
Right.
It also depends on how fresh the birds are.
Well, yeah, that's
I'm just
with or without Sundays. That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if they're not, they're just trading back and forth every day, you're going to see the same ducks eventually.
Yeah.
I'd like to know, and I should have looked it up before we started, but I'd like to know how many states are Sunday hunting currently.
All but 40, or all but 8. Well, 7 now.
7.
All of them but 7. It was 8. I think it was 42 states. Now it's
I would
43.
guess it's a lot of Midwest states.
No, it's all over here. It's all over here.
Yeah.
Maryland, Jersey, Connecticut, stuff like that.
Right. They don't allow. I'm saying the states that do allow it is probably like mostly the Midwest
Right,
states.
right.
The only ones not
major
allowed are on the
flyway
East
states.
Coast.
Right.
That's the only ones not allowed. And you know why?
Why?
Why? So here it is.
Lay it on me, baby.
It's actually laws from like Puritan times. It's all
Okay.
based on church. That's all it is.
Makes sense.
It's all based on church. It was never about giving animals a break. It was never about giving animals. It was all about church. And the East Coast is obviously the oldest part of what we know as America now, the original 13 colonies.
Right.
And that was just how they started. You didn't do anything on Sunday. There was no hunting, fishing, farming. Everything was closed on Sunday because of church.
Praise Jesus.
And those laws have just stuck around for whatever reason.
Right.
And these guys that hunt now, they're just so used to it, and they just think that I don't know, dude. I don't know what they think, because, like I said, the biggest argument against it is bird pressure, and my entire argument is, how do you know? We don't know. You can't say, well, back in the 80s we did. You can't, because we don't know.
Right. Yeah, I mean, you won't know until,
now,
like I said, you got to read. I don't know what the time frame is. I don't know how long it would take to really get good data on it.
Right.
But is it 10 years? I don't know.
Right.
Is it 5 years? But at some point you'll be able to look. I don't think it's gonna affect them that much.
Nope.
I really don't.
I don't either.
No.
I don't either, because I just don't. Yeah, I don't either.
Because here's the reality of it is even though you're getting Saturday and Sunday, that doesn't mean you're going to be able to hunt every Saturday and Sunday.
Right.
There's going to be life happens. A lot of people aren't going to be able to go, but it may be really shitty wind on a Saturday. So you're not going to hunt Saturday. I'm just going to hunt Sunday when it's better. Very rarely are you going to get 2 really good days back to back like that.
Yep.
Especially that time of year. You know what I mean?
Or it's like he said, if the ducks are stale for a month,
Right.
you're not going to kill them anyway.
Right.
I'm not gonna go do it.
You
twice.
might go out there and scratch out a ruddy duck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If the ducks are stale, and that happens a lot. Dry spells happen a lot. And,
Right.
They could be 3 weeks long of having stale ducks. We've seen it before.
Right.
In 3 weeks you kill 2 ducks in 3 weeks. It's happened.
Yeah.
And going on Sunday is not going to make you kill a limit of ducks if they're stale. I mean, it's just
Right. And it'll benefit some private guys like yourselves. Like you'll be able to beat up on them, but that's not affecting anybody else.
No.
It's like that's a very small group of birds that is really only relative to your.
And private land is managed very well because landowners don't want to shoot their stuff like crazy.
Right.
And guys like us who only hunt when it's nasty out, the only thing that we're going to get is if maybe one Sunday we get a nasty day and we're like, okay, yeah, let's go shoot them.
Right.
Other than that, we'll never touch it on a Sunday. We don't hunt it at all unless it's nasty out. So
Yeah.
it's not going to change at all for us. It's nothing's going to change.
Right.
So
Yeah, and it won't change for a lot of people. I just think there's a lot of people out there that just don't want the government involved in things and just really are just fighting that.
it's just change, man. People do not like change. Especially old hunters. They do not like change. They think that they've been doing it this way for 30 years and that's the only way to do it. It's just not true. You gotta see. How you know?
Right.
Yeah, I mean, my dad's one of them. He still complains every year that he's got to print his license out.
There you go.
How long has that been going on? 12 years.
Yep.
He said, I used to go every year to Walmart and get my license. And now I got to print it.
Ah, the old Walmart guys.
If my printer ain't working, what if I ain't got no color in my ink?
I remember the days of panicking and you go to print that thing and that printer won't work because Delaware
man.
you still only be able to get 1 copy.
Yeah.
Yep.
It is.
Oh my God.
You'd have to go into the state building and get them to print it out for you.
Yep. Because if they messed up, they would keep trying for you. But if you messed up, you're screwed.
You were praying
I
to
remember
God I
one
had
time-
5 cents at Wesley College to put in the printer to get my 1 copy.
Dude, I remember one year, something happened when I printed and my license came out like this big. And I hunted with it all year.
Man was like,
It was a full printer sheet and the license was that big in the corner. I used it all year long.
oh my God.
My signature, I was trying to sign on the line. What a mess. The stamp that you put on the back was
covers
bigger.
the whole
It was bigger than the license.
Oh shit, man, that's funny.
Oh shit.
That is funny. Printers were the dumbest invention ever, dude. Those things never worked.
No.
Ever. I'm so happy that I can just screenshot it on my phone now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you can
we're
just-
allowed
you
to
don't
have the
even gotta have it on
electronic
you.
copy.
Nope.
Don't even got to have it on you anymore.
Yeah, that's so nice, dude.
You got to have your stamp on you, but
Yeah. I haven't carried a license in probably 3 years. Just a stamp.
they just changed that.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll print one this year then.
Well, no, you can have it on the app now.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
3
you
years
show
is
it to 'em.
probably an exaggeration. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm good. It's kind of dumb that Delaware doesn't do, or maybe it does. When you print your license, does it tell you on there that you bought all your stamps? So Maryland, I don't really have to have the stamp on me because it'll tell me it tells you right on the thing that I
We
truly
don't have the stamps. Y'all got archery stamps, muzzleloader stamps. We don't have none of that.
So the state stamp gets printed right on your license. But you can't. I've never been able to buy a federal stamp online. Through Delaware, you can in Maryland. I've seen it in Maryland for sure, but I've never been able to
Waterfowl stamp. You talking about?
Yeah, federal waterfowl stamp. Yep.
Maryland's got a stamp for like every weapon. They've got an archery stamp. Delaware don't have none of that.
Right.
I mean, it does list it kind of similar in a little box. If you got your quality buck tag, or it's like it's in your cart, like you bought it.
Right. Because like mine, like when I print out my license, like when I buy the federal stamp, it'll say on there like purchase federal stamp, whatever, it's good for this time frame. And they say that that's only like proof of it on your license is only good for 45 days, but like that's our whole season.
Right.
So it's like,
oh yeah,
I can literally get it in the mail in a week, but I don't really have to have it,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, as long as it says you bought it.
Right. So I don't know. That just like that. It's just funny that they still require you to prove, like, have provided proof of the stamp.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
they just don't want you to
also,
buy
like,
one.
I'm hunting in water, man. Like,
Yeah,
shit
right.
gets ruined.
Yeah, right.
Like,
that's the tough part. Yeah.
Like, how do I keep this thing dry, homie?
Yeah.
you got laminated.
Apparently.
I got a sandwich bag in my bucket I've had for like 10 years, still all crinkled up.
Right. Yeah, I can't tell you how many licenses I've lost to washing it in my pocket and water and all kinds of random.
On iPrint too, it's nice. You can put one in your deer bag, keep one in your duck hunt stuff. Because,
there's some different stuff you got to carry deer hunting too, like that report card or whatever. You're supposed to punch a hole in
your
it.
harvest report card.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Really?
So when you kill a deer,
you don't get tags anymore.
you're supposed to do, like, before you were actually supposed to tag it before you even gutted it, before you even moved it from where it died. You were supposed to tag it. Now you got this harvest report card and you like punch a hole. Like, it's crazy. It's weird, dude. And then you can move it, at least get it to your truck, and then you tag it.
Right. Yeah, it used to be.
Technically, you don't even have to tag it until you get to like the butcher or your house or wherever. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, Maryland was kind of similar. It used to be like as soon as you walked up on the animal, you had to call it in. But now you have like little field tags where you write like your name and your license number on it. And you're supposed to like put it in its ear or wrap it around its horn or whatever.
Yeah, I actually got a warning one time
for not doing it
on state land. I drug a deer, or I put it on the cart. I forget where I was. I don't know where I was, but it was a doe. I put it on the cart and took it out to the truck, and got DNR was there. I got checked and all that, and then he just gave me a word. I hadn't tagged it yet.
Right.
He was like, "Did you tag it?" I was like covered in blood. I was like, "Nah, buddy, I didn't tag it yet. I put it in my hands." He was like, technically you're supposed to tag it before you gut it." I was like, "What? I've never heard that." He was like, "Oh yeah." I was like, "Okay, my bad. I did not know."
It's probably not really written out. It's probably like a gray area. I don't know. I don't know how
I've never heard of it,
but Maryland's like real good at those little gray areas where they don't really actually like detail things out. It's just kind of like you're supposed to do this.
Yeah.
And if they're feeling froggy, they'll give you a ticket for it. If not, they'll let
I
you
don't
go.
get that. I think they should at least let you get it to your truck. Good God.
Right.
Well, they do now, and it changes so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you couldn't touch it, and now it can't leave your possession.
Yeah. It should be a clear, like, you can't knock the hide off of it or something, you know what I mean?
Right.
Until it's not gut it, like, good lord.
I mean, at the same time, like the tags you used to get were like, they would have safety pins in them. They'd be laminated
I remember
on.
those.
You could stick it right in its ear, right in your pocket.
Was nice. They were nice.
And now you got a piece of paper that you got to put in his ear.
You're supposed to roll it up and tuck it in his ear.
Tuck it in his ear hole and hope it don't fall out while you're dragging it in a mile.
Exactly.
I mean,
It's crazy.
even out west, they got like those stickers you put like if it's a buck around its horn or around its leg.
Yeah, you zip tie it around his horn,
That's something that's not going to fall off.
Right. I'd be all right with that if they mailed those out, like
those little safety pin ones were nice.
Yeah,
You actually like pin their ear like
The
nice.
tag
like a
already
damn
had
cow.
a hole in it. It was all like wax coated.
Yeah, well, they were nice.
Perfect.
Real nice.
Wax coated, man. You can't write on those things for shit, but
No, they were.
They don't get rid
you
of
didn't even have to sign them or nothing. It had like a number on it.
But you also had to
associated
check
with it.
deer in person.
Right, and that was
Right.
awesome.
You had to go somewhere.
Right.
Yeah, that was fun.
I used to go to there all the time. My dad just watched people bring deer in.
It was a lot of fun. Yeah.
yeah, we've talked about that a bunch on here because Maryland used to be the same way. That's hands down the best hunting era.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Was
God,
just going to those check-in areas.
Yep.
Nobody had phones.
Do you still have to check in your turkeys? Because I remember when we were turkey hunting, you killed your first one, we had to go check it in.
Yep, they weigh it. Hell yeah, they do that whole deal.
They put the little metal band on it.
Yep.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's no matter if you're getting them out. You have to do that. Yeah.
Right.
There's like
That's private and public.
Any turkey, yeah. And there's like 10 spots in the state you can go, and they measure it and weigh it and all that stuff. So
I wonder if that's. Well, I wonder why they do that just with turkeys.
I think
because like I can understand like years ago when the population maybe wasn't so great, and they're trying to collect all the data, but man, there's turkeys everywhere.
I mean, how long has it been in Delaware?
Turkeys, they reintroduced them in the late 80s, I think.
Right, but the season for it, I remember it kind of being like
2000 or so.
2000?
Something like that, yeah. Something like that.
I would think after like 10 years of doing that,
you could probably check that on there.
On this whole typewriter here.
Yeah, I don't want to give out false information.
Because I mean, maybe I just was blind to it, but my dad never talked about hunting turkeys or anything. Like, I remember my hunter safety course, which I probably took in 2004 or 5.
Turkey hunter safety or regular?
No, just hunter education, just taking, they were telling you about it, you can't wear certain colors while you're turkey hunting because they can resemble a turkey. Red and blue.
1991.
First season you can hunt?
It was the long-awaited first turkey hunting season in 1991, allowed hunting on both private and public.
When did they reintroduce them? I think it was in the 80s. I know a guy that was part of that. Well, you know him too, Ken Reynolds.
Yeah.
He was telling me that he was part of they brought him from Kentucky. Turkeys.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yep. Yep. And the first place they dumped them off was Milford Neck.
That makes sense.
There's a mess of them there too.
1984.
There you go.
He's on it, man.
So that's pretty good. That's cool.
It was only 34 of them.
So in 7 years they were allowed to hunt. That's remarkable.
Yeah.
From 84 to 91.
It makes sense because trapping was probably a lot more prevalent then, man. So it allowed the population to really boom. Yeah. Whereas now,
no predators.
Yeah, no predators. Because I would imagine in 1980s and early 90s, the fur prices were probably still way up.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas now that's all down, which is what's hurting the turkey population big time.
That's a good point.
It says, using funding from hunting license sales and with the support of the NWTF, they released 34 wild trap turkeys into Kent and Sussex counties.
Well, also in this bill, too, aren't they introducing the trapping for state property, leasing it out?
Yeah,
I thought I saw that.
They're changing the rules on that. Like, so the way it works on state property in Delaware is you actually bid for certain areas. It's money. You bid money for certain areas, and each area has a minimum bid and a minimum, increase or whatever. So what was happening is some areas just weren't getting bid on. Like the minimum bid for this area would be $100, and nobody wanted to pay $100 because maybe it's not that good or whatever.
Right.
So out of, I think more than half of the areas were not trapped or haven't been trapped because people don't want to pay the minimum bid. So now if it's not won with an auction, there's going to be a new way. And I didn't stay for the whole part of that meeting, to be honest with you. I just caught the gist of it. But there's going to be a new way to get those areas back out to bid so they can be trapped. And some of the dudes, a couple of these areas, they were going for like $600.
It's crazy.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, can people even make their $600 back?
Shoot, that's a lot of foxes.
Maybe a lot of coyotes. If you get a couple coyotes, they're high.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine you get that many.
You got to get it with others like minks and weasels and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Otters.
You ain't getting no raccoons.
That's a lot of raccoon
raccoons. You catch 340 just to pay for the lease.
That's a lot of coops getting hats.
I'm out here because I love it.
Boy. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find this easily.
What, pelt prices?
Yeah.
It's on there. It's nothing.
No.
It's nothing. Muskrats are under $2.
That's what I was going to say, $2 for a muskrat.
Is this the hide or is that
a large raccoon will bring you $5 on average, but most places won't see $5. That's what
That's crazy.
Otters, $15 to $20.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you want to make up some money, you got to catch some weird stuff.
Gray foxes, because they're
rare. Yeah.
an eastern fox.
Yeah, it's only you only got to trap 125 raccoons.
That's not terrible, actually.
That's probably not.
125.
I mean,
Dude, there's a lot of raccoons.
these tracts of land.
1,000 acres.
Oh my God,
okay,
yeah.
maybe.
And you're
Of
allowed.
marsh.
You're allowed.
That's a job, though.
Yeah, we
You ain't doing that just Saturday and Sunday.
No, that's
Nah, you're running lines every day.
Yeah, right.
A badger will get you $20.
we ain't got
That's
them.
125, and you ain't even made any money yet.
Right.
Oh my God! Think about that. That's just make back your bid.
Let alone the gas you gotta get to get there.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Bait.
Are you allowed to ride a 4-wheeler around to check
I doubt it.
the line?
No,
I
they're
doubt
boating. They're boating it.
Oh boy, I mean that's.
Well, yeah, for muskrats, but if you're running a line for raccoons,
You
in
got
the woods,
fishers,
or-
right?
No, I don't think so.
No,
No, I don't think so. Fishers, nah.
otters,
that-
I guess.
That
like-
fisher will bring you some money.
They're in like Alaska.
Yeah, Maine. This says Maine.
Oh, really?
And Quebec.
The more the price, the harder it is to find.
Yeah.
Right. Because they're on average $30 to $40, but it says a large dark male from Maine or Quebec will easily fetch $50.
Oh,
Might want to get on the fishers.
What's a gray fox bring you?
$10
I've seen them.
to $15.
Not bad.
a Yode's gotta be 35.
No, dude.
I'm telling you.
No way. How many coyotes? Because that's just because you're in Delaware, you don't see them. How many
Right.
coyotes
So
are in
it
the
says
country?
western coyotes will bring $20 to $30, but an eastern coyote will only bring $10 to $15.
That's because they're smaller.
Really?
Some collections may even fail to bring $10, whatever that means. So that's the issue. Is like, how did we get? I guess people really aren't just using furs to make things anymore, which is why the prices are so low. I don't really know. I don't understand all that.
I mean,
That's
that's
my-
the
demand.
driving factor. I mean, on why people did it back in the day was money. It was an easy way to make some extra money, or for a living, really.
The state's going to have to do something though, and they're really feeling it out west because there's a lot of Midwest states that are seeing a huge decline in turkey population because of predators.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, and obviously they're figuring out because the
I think
fur
they'll-
prices don't bring anything. And it's like, what do you do? Does the state provide like a buyback program, to like make it more
Yeah, no, I mean,
suitable?
You got to create a demand. You got to
Right.
create a demand somehow. You got to find something that you can make with coyote fur or coyote skin that's worth a lot of money.
Make some
And then you
bucktails.
go. Unfortunately, that's the way you got to do it. If it's driven by money. So if you create demand, people will start trapping again.
Right.
But I don't know what you can make out of.
I don't know.
That's somebody a lot smarter than me can figure that out. But
Right. I wonder if like they did like you could get like a free license if you trapped X amount of predators or something.
I'd do it.
I mean, it probably wouldn't have to be much. What's a license cost on average? $100
$10. For what?
for everything.
Oh no, hell no.
no,
I think it's like $91 or $93 for everything.
For average, so
A trapping license is like $10.
yeah.
so okay, so $110. But what if they made an incentive where if you trap, I don't know, 20 animals, you get
Yeah.
free license?
It's not a bad idea.
I mean,
No.
better than nothing. Or do like some of these Midwest states where they hold these like coyote tournaments where people are shooting coyotes and foxes at night.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
another
I
thing,
think
yeah.
out there, I mean, coyotes, I mean, as far as the deer population and a lot of cattle probably.
Right.
So that's probably what drives them, farmers doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, do you
But-
guys have coyotes on your farm?
I ain't never seen
I've
one.
never seen it.
They killed some right down the road from us last year, but I've never seen one. They're there, but there's just so few of them. You'll never.
Right. I mean, I've got pictures of them over at Fair Hill, like on my trail cameras, but I've never seen them. It's all at night.
Remember that farm we used to hunt in Barkley? The farmer ran his combine into my Jeep.
Yeah,
that one
yeah,
day?
yeah.
That place. That was the only place I've ever seen a coyote.
Right.
I come out one time and there was one running across the field.
I remember when you said that, and that was back when like people didn't think they were here yet.
Yeah. Oh, it was definitely. It looked like a damn Rottweiler, dude. I was like, "What in the world? That's a gray ass dog."
Shit. Yeah.
And that place was sick, dude. How cool was that farm?
Farm was cool.
That was loaded with deer, but they were so hard to kill. It was so thick,
They
dude.
were all the way in the thicket. That's why.
They were so hard to
All
kill.
you can see was their white horns walking through.
Oh, we saw a nice one day.
What did you tell you?
As soon as I see him, what I do?
Come on back. All back.
Because he was cruising.
Oh, yeah. That was during the rut.
Yeah, the dude told me, what did he say?
You weren't killing enough deer.
Yeah, he kicked me off because I didn't kill enough deer.
It's just, I'm trying.
Yeah, I said, dude, they're so thick in here. I can't.
Yeah, we hunted that buddy
It was
stand.
almost too many deer. They knew exactly where that stand was. As soon as they come out, they were looking right at you.
Well, you had probably 3 trees to put one on. The rest was briars.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
That's exactly how it was.
And that tree wasn't even that big.
I have a video or a picture somewhere of that buck we saw, and like literally all you can see, it was only like 30 yards from us, but all you could see was his rack because it was just so freaking thick.
I just remember his neck, dude. His neck was enormous. He wasn't that big up here, but I looked at, I was like, good God. And
Look at the neck on that thing.
I just saw, you just got his head for like a split second, and then he was gone. And all I remember is a neck walking through the woods like that.
He didn't have nowhere to run. He was all...
There were so many deer in there. It was
Too many.
Oh, the guy told me they were killing 50 out of there and not even touching the herd.
Huh.
There was you couldn't that'd be a great place to drive with dogs. With dogs.
I was about to say, good God, I'm not walking through that shit. I mean, I got tore up walking through when we went shed hunting. Some of that areas.
Yeah. When he told me, me and my dad, we could hunt out there, he's like, I need at least 20, 25 out of you boys. And me and my dad left, and we were like, this dude's out of his mind. Like, I think I killed like 3 in 2 years. Jess killed one there.
Perfect. Oh yeah, I remember she killed one.
She killed a big old doe there, and I think I killed 2 there.
Buckshot to the neck,
Didn't
boy.
you kill him? That one on the way out? Stalked him?
No, he didn't stalk him. He was just standing there.
Hey, shoot that.
Yeah.
Hey, you gonna shoot that?
40 yards with buckshot. Got lucky. One pellet went right through the heart.
That is really lucky.
When I got it, I pulled the heart out. There was a perfect little hole right through the middle of it. I was like, damn, you are lucky.
How many deer are you guys killing off your spot every year? 10?
No.
Not even?
5, 7?
Yeah.
Still no big ones?
I ain't seen them.
They're stately deer, man. I mean,
They're tough.
I seen a nice one the first year.
I did see one.
I seen a nice one the first year we were there. We had a nice 8-pointer hanging around. The first year we got the farm, we settled on November 1st. So we were like right in it already. So I'm scrambling, trying to like figure something out back there. Right in November, and I just hunt the first stand that you walk to when you go back there. I just sat in that a couple times, and I had some crazy activity. I was like, dude, this place is awesome. And I ain't had nothing since. That frag up in the hedgerow, I had a nice buck chasing a doe down this hedgerow across the field. I got an 8-pointer behind me. I got does. I'm like, good God, this place is awesome.
What did I buy?
Yeah. Whoa. I ain't had a hunt like that since.
I just assumed that all those deer would just push right to you guys.
They're
don't
there.
work like that,
There's
man.
just so much. They can go so anywhere.
Yeah, I would think like even if you baited the shit out of them though, that he would pull
Yeah,
something.
they come at
He would-
night. Yeah.
That pulls them.
Yeah.
I mean, but you'll go out there, there'll be 6 spike bucks. Ain't no bullshit. There'll be
Yeah.
6 deer, and every single one of them spike bucks.
Kill them all, brother.
Yeah,
11, they're 11 pointers.
Yes. They make the number. I killed one last year, just sitting in the hedgerow, just like late. Got home late, and I just went Zach sat in the hedgerow. Hadn't seen a doe in forever. I was like, man, I really just want a doe, man. And there was a little tiny baby doe out in the field the whole time I was there. I pulled up on her. I was like, man, that thing is. I'm all about shooting deer, but I was like, good God, that thing's the size of a dog. So I didn't shoot it. And then right at dark, dude, I seen this body coming out like 200 yards away. I had my rifle 200 yards across the field coming. I was like, oh, there she is, big doe. Come out, and I boom and ran into the woods. I heard it crash, run over there, and I'm like, I pull it out, I drug it out to the edge of the woods, flipped it over, set of nuts on it. A shed buck in December. Had bases on it like that. Was probably a nice deer.
Love that.
The whole time, I drug it all the way out and thought it was a doe. The whole time, flipped it over, big old 7 nuts. I was like, you gotta be kidding me, dude.
Yeah, that'll get you.
In December. That was like before Christmas.
Mason found his first shed on Christmas Eve.
Yeah, you get skew.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It was a big deer, too, man. It was a shame. It was probably a nice deer.
They'll fool you. Them shed bugs, they'll get you.
Well, it's like I said, it was rated dark, 200 yards away.
Right, I mean, what are you gonna do?
Anybody's gonna do that.
Yeah. It is what it is. What did they plant this year? Is it soybeans or corn?
Soybeans, yep.
Yep.
I'd be out there every night glassing, dude.
They look like shit.
I'd be out there
Soybeans
now.
look terrible. Our corn is gone.
Really?
Deer eating it.
In the impound? Wow. They eating it before it could get tall enough?
They're hurt. Oh yeah, nibbling it right down to like that. They're hurting us bad.
Dude, put an electric fence up around that thing.
I think we'll probably just have to till it in and go to millet just out of desperation. But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
That hurts.
We were late on the corn too. We didn't get it in time. You know. Then it got real hot and dry. So
Yeah,
right.
We hadn't had good. I mean, outside of what we just got yesterday.
Yeah, it rains for 6 months straight, and then you got a 6 months drought. As soon as you plant it, it's so wet.
Right.
we'll see what happens. The nice thing is millet matures real fast, so you can throw that in August and still be fine.
Right.
Not that I'd rather hunt over millet than corn, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes.
Right.
I think really as long as you got freaking water, I think you'll be all right.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Water with just a little bit of cover. Leave it tall around the edges.
Yeah. Oh, that millet! You plant millet, it'd be it'd be so thick you can't walk through it.
Right.
But deer will eat that too. I mean, what are you gonna do? You know.
Yeah.
Right.
It's all part of it.
I'm not getting crop damage permits to shoot deer out of an impound.
No. No, I don't.
I had a hard time getting back there to shoot them. Many mosquitoes is there.
Yeah, no, I'm out on that. I'm out.
He's talking about glassing. Yeah, I'll glass shit, but if I can't see it from the barn in front of the fan, I ain't gonna see it.
It's right. It's true.
I mean, we got a few mosquitoes, but
The sheep flies
you
and the
go in the back.
greenheads.
I mean, you ever had all three of them biting you at the same time?
You don't know which way to swat.
Hey, now. Are the gnats still real bad down there?
No, the gnats are gone in the spring. So you go through a cycle down there. You get gnats.
Love that.
You get gnats first, and then you get sheep flies, and then you get greenheads, and then mosquitoes, and then you're good in the winter.
Yeah. One greenhead the other day bit my kneecap.
Right on the bone.
I said, "What are you biting?" They'll go through a t-shirt,
terrible,
no
dude.
problem.
Oh yeah, they go through jeans.
Yeah, they are nasty. Brittany's got them real bad at her pool for some reason.
Greenheads.
Nah, they
Nah.
gotta be horse flies. Regular
Nah,
horse
they're not
flies.
the big horse flies. They're only like that big, and they
Sheep
bite.
flies.
Sheep flies.
Those are sheep
yeah.
flies. They're like little triangles.
Right.
They're sheep flies.
Yeah,
they suck.
They hurt when they bite, man.
And they just come after your face. They don't,
Right.
You can swat them and they keep coming back. I hate those things.
They're so bad. Did your sunflowers come up all right?
Yeah, they look good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They look real good.
They seem to be pretty hardy. They'll go through anything.
Yeah, they're tough to plant. Like,
You have to drill them.
yeah, and most seed, grain drills are made for corn and soybeans. There's not a whole lot made for sunflowers, so they're tough to plant to get right. I mean, we make it work, but once you get it in the ground and you control the weeds, they're pretty easy.
Right.
Yeah, they're about hip high.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's gonna be a nice patch, and there's a lot of doe around.
Right
A lot
on the
of
lane?
doe. No, it's in the back.
Oh, okay.
There's a shit ton of doe around too right now.
You guys always had a lot of dove.
Yeah, it's a good area.
Yeah.
And then we'll get a little migration in September. They'll start showing up.
Nice. Yeah.
Opening day dove season's on a Sunday.
Is it really?
Yep, September 1st is on a Sunday, so
How
we'll be
about
all about that.
How about that?
And Monday's a holiday.
Yep.
How about that?
So you get 2 days in a row.
Yeah.
2 days in a
4-day
row of
weekend.
dove hunting.
You're already putting too much pressure on them, dude.
Ain't even hungry yet.
You're not just thinking about it.
These doves are stale.
I just want to hunt. I just want to kill 15 of them off my field. That's it.
Right.
One time.
That'd be sweet. That'd be sweet. Well, shit, boys. Got anything else to add? Wrap it up. Go drink something.
No.
No, Sunday hunting. That's
Sunday
it,
hunting.
man.
That's just
Yeah.
see what happens.
Hit us up on Facebook, Mahon River Farm.
Man, it's in the beginning of every episode.
We're doing
Hey,
ducks
We
now.
got ducks. Yep.
Right, I
Turkeys.
forgot about that. I saw
Yeah.
that you posted the ducks.
Yeah, we're raising Pekin ducks. We're giving it. We've had a lot of interest because nobody really does it, and it's like a high-end food. Type of customer we sell to is, the type of person who's buying a $25 chicken is not going to be. They don't have no problem
Right.
buying a duck that's going to cost. I don't know how much they're going to cost.
$8 a pound.
At least $60, $70 for a duck. I mean, because they just cost a lot to raise.
The more than a chicken.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Chicks are like $2 a piece. A Pekin duck is like $10 a piece for the duckling.
Are you getting eggs off those too?
We could if we kept them long enough, but we're not going to keep
Not
them long
gonna
enough.
get them. Gotcha.
They're the best laying there.
So they'd just be like a good roasting duck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're only doing whole. We're not doing breasts or nothing like that. Whole
Right.
duck. And we got a real small run just to try it because it's a whole different process in the butcher shop. You know, it's a whole different thing. So we're just trying it out. If it goes well with this small one, we'll do a couple more this year, and then probably next year we'll have them all year, hopefully.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
And we got turkeys are getting ready to get butchered a week and a half now.
Ground turkey coming soon.
Yeah, we're gonna do ground turkey out of
Ooh,
them.
really?
Yeah.
Whitney was just saying she wanted to get some ground turkey.
Yeah, we sell the crap out of ground turkey.
What are you going to charge for that per pound? Any idea?
12 or 14.
Yeah.
Something. I think it was 14 last year. Probably 14.
Okay.
Yeah.
So with this run of turkeys, is it mostly going to be like ground turkey and stuff?
Yep.
All of it?
All of them.
And then you'll do another batch for like Thanksgiving turkeys?
We've got 2 batches of ground turkey.
Okay.
2 batches
50.
of 50 for ground turkey. And then we're going to do probably 300 Thanksgiving birds.
300?
Mm-hmm.
Good Lord. What did you do last year?
Same.
250.
Oh, 250?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, was there really 250 birds there? Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't look like that many when you're looking at them.
Well, it ended up being 200 because we put them out before rain like that, like idiots, and we lost a bunch one day. Turkeys are real sensitive when they're poults. Mm-hmm. They're real hard to keep alive, and we put them out and they got rained on and we lost like 30 one day. That was a heartbreaker. But
Yeah, it sucks.
yeah, you expect, what's the loss rate you expect on turkeys? I think they say like 10% you should expect loss.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, just gotta get them past 8 weeks. Once you get them past 8 weeks, they're pretty much bulletproof.
Yeah.
Are you keeping them inside up until 8 weeks?
No, so we'll
brood
them
for
for 4 weeks, and then 4 weeks we'll have like a kind of like a transition going into the schooner, like the smaller chicken tractors.
Gotcha.
We'll do small flocks of that.
He says we raise them in there till their heads hit the top of
yeah,
it.
heads at the top of it, and then we move them.
Then we put them out on the big pasture.
Right.
So this year we got 3 of those schooners. So come late October, we won't have any chickens on the farm. So all of our turkeys will be out there in the big schooners. So it'll be nice. We won't have to mess with that. Oh, that electric fence last year was a pain. Oh my God.
They knock it right over.
Really?
They're hungry.
Yeah, I bet
They come charging.
They just get in the ball, and what you got?
What you bring them, man?
When they're hungry, you ain't keeping them in.
That's a lot of mouths to feed, man.
Shoo.
I mean, think about it. They probably just eat all day long.
Yeah, grass and bugs
and
all that.
whatever.
Oh man, you should see turkeys are great foragers. Like when we move them, they like run to the new grass. They're catching grasshoppers and they love it. Oh, they love getting moved to new grass. Chickens aren't not as much. I mean, chickens will go and they'll kind of peck around and stuff. Chickens kind of do it slowly throughout the day, but turkeys, as soon as you move them, they'll eat all the grass.
It's going.
They're such a weird thing. What, I don't know. It's all weird. All weird to me.
What is?
Just raising livestock. Just
Tell me about it, buddy. We just started 2 years ago.
it's just like it's not that it's like weird to do. It's just like crazy how all these different animals, like how it's all done. You know what I mean? Like I don't, because I come from not knowing anything. Obviously,
No, we don't know nothing either. We're just some dumb chicken farmers. We're learning as we go, dude. I mean, the problem with learning as you go is this shit costs money. So
right.
when you lose 30 turkeys, that's a potential, a couple $1,000s you're losing there.
Oh,
So
yeah, that sucks.
Yep.
and especially if you like right now we have turkeys that are, like I said, they're getting ready to be processed. If you lost one of them at this point, between feed and time and the poult itself, shit, that sucker probably costs us $20 at this point to raise. So every time you lose one, you take a $20 bill and light it on fire. But like he said, at this age, they don't. You really can't kill them. You could put them out in a damn blizzard; they'd be fine.
Right.
Yeah.
You still got the turkey living in the coop?
No, he got ate by a fox.
Really?
Bastard. Yep.
Yep.
Man,
R.I.P.
that old mangy thing. That was a nice turkey.
He was coming back. He was good.
I put a chicken
Big
door.
old eggs on that thing.
Oh yeah.
I put an automatic chicken door on that coop so chickens could free range, and he didn't fit in there. And he got out one day and couldn't get back in. Poor guy.
Damn.
Fox got him. He was in the neighbor's yard. I seen buzzards over there. I was like, "What the heck is that?" And went over there. There he was.
That'll get you. Rest easy up here, little bro.
Oh man.
That's the farm mascot.
Mm-hmm.
It was.
That's Louie.
He was a good old boy.
Yeah, they always are. Gonna miss you. Well, cool, boys. Thanks for coming up. I appreciate it. It was a good conversation. If anybody's listening to this and they want to get a hold of you to buy some stuff or whatever, where do they reach out to you?
Facebook
is the best. Easy. Shoot us a message, or if you got our number.
Instagram.
Easy to find. Instagram. That's Homestead on the Mahon, I think, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's Homestead on the Mahon.
The women run that.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, and we're at the Lewis Farmers Market every Saturday.
Okay.
We'll start doing turkey sign-ups. If you want a Thanksgiving turkey, we'll start doing that in probably September.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking about that. How far ahead do people have to sign up? Because they probably saw it quick.
Last year we started in July, and you don't really need to.
Turkey. It's July.
Yeah, we had maybe 20 or so until September, but then October hit, and we got up to 100 and whatever we did, 180 or something pre-sign-ups, and real quick in October.
Right. Yeah.
Do if people sign up for a Thanksgiving turkey, are they putting money down for the turkey?
$20. $20 deposit. It costs us $20 to raise them, so that just it covers our costs to raise the bird.
Right.
Helps us out a little bit because they're expensive to raise. They're real expensive to raise.
Right.
Like 300 birds will probably cost us $15,000 to raise them. Yeah, every bit of it.
It's a lot out front.
Yeah,
because you got to raise them for 15 weeks,
15, 16 weeks.
Like the ones we have now. I was telling him I feel like I've had them for a year. It's just you got them for so long. It's a pain because we're so used to turning turkey or chicken and duck over in 7-8 weeks.
Right.
You get a turkey on the farm for 15, 16 weeks. It's like, man, can we take that thing to the butcher? Yeah, good God,
is that thing big enough?
Sure.
Wow. All right, cool.
Well,
let's wrap it up. Thanks again, guys. Appreciate it.
Yep.
Buddy, thanks for having us.
Yeah, See Everybody Podcast. You find us on Spotify and YouTube. Later.